Welcome back. As we promised, we are going to continue covering the latest escalations in Gaza, particularly after moving tanks of Israel into Rafah and taking full control into the Palestinian Rafah. Well, Benjamin Netanyahu said it more than once that nothing is going to stop him from having this massive assault on Rafah, claiming that the aim is to destroy Hamas, despite the fact that those who are sheltering there are the 1.3 million Palestinian civilians who already fled their homes, trying to escape from the Israeli bombardments, which started on the 7th of October. To shed more light on the issue and on the situation on the ground, we are very much delighted to have with us via phone Mr. Rahman, our political analyst and journalist. Thank you very much for being with us, sir, and a very good morning.
Very good morning to you and the dear viewers.
Sir, Egypt since day one warned in every occasion, whether by President Sisi, by our foreign minister, our top diplomat, in all occasions, warning particularly against this attack or this military operation against Rafah. And now, despite the fact that the whole world said no to this, Israel is going to do that, whatever the case is, or this was these statements released by Benjamin Netanyahu regarding this. What can stop Israel from doing so?
The situation is dramatic, truly dramatic, and we all felt grief for what's going on, especially the last 48 hours near to our borders, our eastern borders. We were getting close to truce agreement and exchanging hostages or captives, and suddenly two things happened. There was bombing from the Palestinian resistance to Karm Abu Salim passage, and after 24 hours there was a tactical action, not a strategic, not full invasion to Rafah, but tactical action taking place in Rafah by the Israeli tanks. Well, of course, we have witnessed that place is totally without any resistance elements, and totally has no existence to any people. Most of the people was moved aggressively to other places, to Al-Mawafi and other places. But this scene is dramatic and unforgettable. Well, of course, some people will say that this action was taken as a reaction to the Palestinian resistance bombing the Karm Abu Salim passage. But we can never forget that there is an ongoing massacres and aggression by the Zionist existence against the Palestinian citizens. And we can never forget that each and every member in the Zionist existence, man or woman, is an element of their army of defense, on the contrary of any other country in the whole world. This is a great difference. There's nothing called citizen or civilian in this Zionist existence. They are all troops.
I beg your pardon, sir, and I'm sorry for the interruption. My question was how to stop Israel from doing this planned assault. Because in the whole world, students in all universities, approximately in most of the European countries, in addition to America, and this is only an example, they are in the campuses having demonstrations, demos, and they all had one demand: to sever all ties with Israel to stop the bloodshed. And on the other hand, you would find that the UN Security Council, the Arab League, the African Union, the Islamic Summit, which took place in Gambia recently. Do you think that all what I've said is going to pressure Israel to stop what they are doing, or what they are planning, or they are going to continue whatever the case is?
A direct answer, no. Well, of course, no. Even the UN responsibles couldn't get into Gaza Strip or Rafah yesterday. How could we believe that the UN or the US or any Western power can stop the Zionist existence? Well, of course, no. Well, of course, no. I'm proud that that you have mentioned that human historical situation that the students have taken in heart of America, and they have shaken the ground in America, and the
America, Australia, Germany,
America.
Ireland, Belgium, you name it. But
exactly.
This is going to lead me to my coming question regarding Benjamin Netanyahu himself. There are two voices here, or two opinions. The first is saying that if Benjamin Netanyahu stops what he is doing, he's going to go to jail for the corrupting charges against him and stuff like that. So he does not have a choice. The second voice, or the second opinion, is saying that no, Israel had this in mind since the very first minute to reach Rafah and to try to continue the displacement of the Palestinian people for liquidating the Palestinian cause. Which is which?
I believe that I take the second, which I believe that Netanyahu is dragging the whole area to war just to save his neck.
Mm-hmm.
I am sure that he has witnessed a historical defeat in the first month of October. This can never be, this is a fact that can never be changed. This is a fact witnessed by military opinions and strategic experts in heart of Tel Aviv, in the US, in the Western media. I'm talking about the enemy on this case. They are witness that they have suffered historical defeat in the 7th of October. This goes without any argument. Even our distinguished strategic experts have mentioned this, and that's why he's extending the war and taking the war to a level, to another level, extending to another level, to save his neck, to save his cabinet. Most of the intelligence elites are either fired or have given their resignation. This is the situation that this unit existence face since its very existence time, since 100 years or more. And I believe there's no other way to stop this unit existence but force. But we can never think about force at the time being. We must remember that if we think about force today, if we think about war today, this will add the whole world into another, or force the whole world to another war that all of the powers in the world will take in. Not just, it's not going to be just between Egypt and the Zionist existence. And as I must say, the only power in the whole world can confront the Zionist existence is Egypt. There is no other army in the whole region but Egypt. We must remember this. But
Egypt is working all the time for peace, sir.
The whole world will be a part of this.
Egypt is working all the time for peace, and our national security, of course, is a red line. But here I should, since you mentioned Egypt, I'm going to mention the mediation and to mention the talks which took place and still taking place in Cairo. And President Abdel al-Sisi said that he is following up closely the situation and the talks, wishing that they are going to reach a ceasefire in the very near future. But here I should also mention other efforts exerted on the ground, whether on the diplomatic side with Foreign Minister Sameh Shukri when he was participating in Gambia in the Islamic Summit, or Minister of Defense General Mohammed Zaki, who received yesterday the CENTCOM commander General Michael Kulari, and both spoke the same language. It's time to stop the Israeli genocide war, to reach a comprehensive immediate ceasefire, and to guarantee the flow of aid to the Palestinians in Gaza. How do you see these efforts on all levels?
Positively, of course, I would agree with such a situation, knowing that to take for the Zionist existence to take its action, if it started and it had already been ready to be launched, by the way, the aggression against Rafah is ready, but it could never start before 2 weeks at least to gather their troops. They are ready and they have taken the decision already in their military leadership, but they can never start before 2 weeks at least, because most part of their troops were went to north of Lebanon. So we have time and we have negotiations, and we were about just to find the golden moment, to find the truce agreement. Hamas was agreeing. Israel was just found it's back to the wall, and suddenly the truce will happen, and suddenly the agreement will go. Suddenly they blow everything in a moment. I am sure that the Zionist existence will pay from its own existence by such action after action, crime after crime. I am sure that the whole world is witnessing that Egypt's taken the most patriotic role to stand by the Palestinians. And
Egypt is the leading country in the Middle East, sir, and the whole world now, as you've kindly mentioned, is witnessing for now months, since the 7th of October, to what extent Egypt is involved into the matter, and all the time the Palestinian cause is going to remain the first cause or the first file in front of the Arab and Islamic nations. One final question, sir, regarding not only the situation, but how Israel now is that much clear in front of the whole world. Now the whole world knew the strategy of Israel, the occupation strategy, how Israel can do anything without any respect to the international law, to the UN Security Council, to the international humanitarian law, and not to abide by any rules, whatever it is. And even UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres said that the reconstruction of the Gaza Strip is going to be not less than the reconstruction of whole countries after World War II. How do you see this, and if you please elaborate?
Well, I believe that Israel is taking pressures, heavy pressures against the international organization. The International Court of Law in La Haye has mentioned this in a statement issued a week ago, when it was concerning a subpoena to Netanyahu as a war criminal. I believe it's the test of time and the determination of Egypt to stop this war, can only end this war, at least for the moment. Only this, only the test of time, committing more crimes, will consequently make more mistakes and more determination of Egypt to stop the war, and more sympathize and actions in the international level. I'm talking about the level of people, the nations all over the world. Israel will be drowning in their own bloodshed of crimes. It will drown in their own mud, in their own crimes, in their own sea of blood.
Mr. Amr Abdurrahman, our political analyst and journalist, thank you very much for your input, sir, and have a very good day. Right after the short break, we are going to return back with more, so stay tuned.